Hello. So this video that's about to play was recorded almost a year ago. Today's March 3rd. This was recorded on March 8th of 2025. And it's rambly as hell, but I don't feel like editing it any more than I already have, and I definitely don't feel like re-recording it, because I haven't even played Minecraft at all since I recorded this a year ago. So yeah. And it's over 140 minutes long, and I still don't show everything, but here is about maybe 90% of what I built in Minecraft Creative between the years of 2017 and 2025. So, good luck, have fun. It's long. I don't know, anyways, I'm going to show you what all I've built, and if there's any wind in the background, it's because it's very windy outside. There's a lot to look at, and I'm actually going to start by showing the big map I've made. So this is where we are, where we're starting, and this was once an ocean, and then I used world edit to flatten, put a big patch of grass here, but before that I actually started way over here. So this is the first stuff I built, and I had this plan to just build this road as far as I could, and it's got pretty far. There's like at least 1,000 blocks between that break there, and there's another bridge there, and another bridge up there, and another road here. So I've built a lot, but right about here is where I re-downloaded World Edit, and that's definitely a big help for how I build. But this actually isn't up to date, but we can look at that later. So, start where we go into town. So originally this was a deep cold ocean, so I named the city Deep Cold Ocean. I made cactus, exactly the same as a cactus. There's nothing inside it yet though. This was actually the first thing I built, I think. Just a castle. It actually has like a walkway in all of these walls and up around the top. You needed to like survey the surroundings, and it has a moat almost all the way around. I wasn't sure how to make it go around the wizard tower, but I don't know, I built this sign when I made it. I just left it. It was like this big dining hall with a throne, so you can look at everyone. Nice big window. I might change the roof. A little fire. Some staircases. That is still grass. Okay. That goes over to the wizard tower over that way. Or you can go up. Up again. I was thinking of making this into like a armory or just a display area. And then we can go around this way. That's another path into the wizard tower. This is the path to actually go up rather than just inside. And then here there's some bedrooms. And each one has its own little theme. So there's this like plant jungle bedroom. And I also haven't played survival since, I mean, I played it a little bit a couple years ago, but I know very little. Last time I seriously played survival was like 2015. So each room gets fitted with a chest, maybe a furnace, and a crafting table. Generally. So there's lots of storage. And then little seating area, there's a little balcony that way. And then up here is like the master bedroom. There's kind of an entertaining area here with another balcony. And then some storage for entertaining. And then the like entryway of the master bedroom, I guess. And then up here, bed. There's an actual shower, which is fun. No one else has a bathroom. And then, yeah, there's a balcony that goes most of the way around the building. And I actually believe the shower is the way up to the roof. I think, yeah. And then you can also look at this, which is the behind the scenes stuff. So down here, we can get to the area that goes around the entryway. And if this moved, that'd be fun. Look out, make sure no one's trying to break in. Look out on this floor, maybe defend if I had a bow. Go inside. Oh, that's a support. That's why that's there. I'm going for realism. This would maybe be like a barracks area, unless I put beds down here. Yeah, somewhere in here would probably be the living space. And then another way back out. Yeah, I was really happy with this when I made it. Let's actually bust it out. Okay. So the wizard tower has a column of lava flowing through it. It's windows. I don't want to walk up that. And then it has a square hat, even though it's all round. And then I think one of the next things I made was this, which is obviously not finished. And it's going to be like a spiritual successor to something I had built in Roblox Sandbox, which is lost to time now. But generally, I build like apartment buildings. So this is apartments, that's residential, this is residential, that's residential, this is residential, this is residential, that's residential, that's residential. This is going to be a library as soon as I finally fill it up. That's residential, although I think there's potentially a shop on the first floor of that one. I don't know what this is gonna be. This is residential, but it's actually gonna be like one big mansion. Row houses, mostly residential. This is an aquarium, that's a church, that's the map building, that has a store on the first floor. And I have these like pallets lying around, which has assortments of blocks that I used for each building. And then I collect them in that blue building over there, which we'll look at later. But I really wanted to try making row houses, so I made this and then whirled at it, duplicated it. Got kind of funky here at the end because I had built down to this purple one, and then I made this road and I started building all of this, and I realized there was this weird empty spot here, and it didn't quite look right if I just duplicated it one more time. So I did like a smaller version here, and then another of the full size, and then rotated full size. The only thing is I try to go for functionality in my builds, even though I think there's a lot of like I don't know what a lot of these are. I don't know how to use these. I don't know when to include them, when it makes sense. I know this. And I kind of know these. But I prefer playing creative. But I also want it to be like potentially realistic to a survival playthrough. Anyways, my point here is that for fire safety, all of these houses have a front entrance and a back entrance, except for this one and this one. Although this one could potentially be connected up to this little alleyway. Wait. This one doesn't have a back entrance, but it does have a way up to the roof, which is fun. That small one could be connected in this little alleyway, but that's also where the ladder going up is in the back. And I don't really want to move it, so they just get one way in and out. Oh, and this is the entrance into the cactus. Since I didn't want to build a door and mess up the like visuals. Residential. This outer area is just the staircase going up to each floor, and then each floor covers this area. I just wanted to shove something in there, and I think it worked out. This will be an aquarium. So there's like the little desk, and then lots of room that I haven't filled up yet. Some tall like kelp forest thing. I've built a little display here, but it's very, very empty. Here, I just wanted some row houses that were a little bit different, but also still kind of similar. These two have kind of garage door-ish things, although in my view of this world, there's no cars. Like, I build lots of roads, but I'm just imagining horses. So anyways, this is a little restaurant. I don't know what they serve, but lots of outdoor seating, a little bit of indoor seating. There's a bar. Bamboo. How did that happen? Oh, I accidentally hit that pressure plate a while ago. Little kitchen area, door, take a break. This is just a one-bedroom house mansion. This, I don't know what it's gonna be, but it looks cool. And then this is a little dwelling. Got chickens. Wait, how many chickens are there? I thought there was only 3 chickens. And the pig. This is a chocolate museum. And here you can see how I like block out the area. I'll get on that in a second. But this is going to be a chocolate museum. And it's going to go through like the stages of chocolate. And it even has like the trees out here. I haven't put any cocoa on it yet, but and then there's going to be a little gift shop right here. And so you're like walking all the way around and you come back. And this is the final thing. You see a big thing of chocolate. And then you go in the gift shop. And then you leave. It's like good flow. This is going to be a set of row houses that are made with this palette over here, and it's going to be mostly like cobblestone and mossy cobblestone. Go back over here. This is also residential. It's just like 1, 2, 3. Not very big. This is a dispenser, which is currently empty inside. And this is a little palette I made when I was trying to work out like the visual gradient. Little tiny house inside. I think it's gonna be full of a bunch of little tiny ones. Back entrance for that building. It's another one here with just 3. This has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then a shared attic space. This one has a bunch. And I try to mix up like my staircases and stuff, so it's not always the same. This isn't finished yet, but it'll probably be kind of similar to this. This is like a multi-story club, and it has, yeah, stained glass and tinted glass. I don't know what this is. It has a few different rooms in it, but it doesn't really make sense for an apartment building, so maybe it's just a single family. And then this has little displays in the bottom, and I'm imagining like a clothing store here. But if you go around to this store, this leads over and then up to the 2 different like residences, I guess. Let's close it. And then they each have their own little attic space. And a little window overlooking the courtyard and a door out into the courtyard. Let's go back through this. And I really like having these internal, I don't know if, oh, there's no way to the balcony. I didn't think that through. Oh well. Guess this would be like an atrium with a glass ceiling. Oh, that's why I did it. I think this is good. So this is the way to each floor. Back up. This is a big mansion, big entertaining floor, 2 bedrooms on the 2nd floor. and then 1 bedroom on the 3rd floor. And attic space. This, I think it's like 1 unit on the 1st floor and 1 on the 2nd, essentially. So back over here, I think I'm gonna try to make some sort of statue or a fountain here. And then I was really happy with this. So each unit is this like vertical space, so some of them are taller than others. I was happy with that. This, I don't know. There's a bedroom. I think there's 3 bedrooms. This was originally, I think it was right about where the teal, white, and gray building is, but I moved it out here because I wanted taller buildings in the center. I'm gonna build this soon. I don't think it's gonna be very tall. I think it's gonna be like cubes. And this actually shouldn't be here. That's better. And then over here, there's another outline for something. This is a museum, and it's because I covered up these little ruins that were here. So now you can come look. And there's like behind the scenes stuff for employees, I guess. This, go up on floor. Lots of rest space. Books. Storage, I guess. Yeah. Also this, which is still in this world theoretically being inspected before it's ready for the public. And there's this little, like, that's kind of interesting. If you want to buy food and then eat before you go to this other section of the museum where you can touch stuff a little more. I tried to make sure that no one can really get to those. Oop. Or did I? Never mind. And then another one there. Same stuff. This is my aqueduct, and in this section it isn't an aqueduct, but it continues over the ocean, which, if you remember from the map, it really goes up there. We'll go up there later. But then over here, this is what most of it looks like. Then obviously world edit to duplicate it. But it's kind of difficult to do over trees, because I don't want to, like, destroy all the trees and hills I'm going through. And I actually had to change it here because the ground was so high and I wanted enough clearance for this road to go through it. So you can see it kind of step up. And I'm gonna make a water tower here to kind of show water going out. I'm trying to make this as comprehensible as I can, but it's also a lot. Let's go back this way. 2 little duplicate row houses, except the back of this one got cut into because, I don't know, someone wanted to build this. I actually built this first before this. That's the story and world in game. Oh, I thought I put doors. I think I was doing oak. This... So... There's one entrance, but then this side of the first floor is all one unit. So another residential apartment. So this is all one unit, this is all one unit, and then on the second floor, the second and third floor is one unit, and the second and third floor on the other half is one unit. And they have this little community garden on the side. And a little courtyard. Because this is another residential apartment building. No one has jobs. We all just have free housing. This was one where I was trying to experiment a little more with different color palettes, but it's just a one bedroom. That was interesting. This sandstone building is a theater. So there's lots of room to line up if it was very busy. And come inside, there's a cool floor. Up here is the entrance to this theater. There's no stairs, or no seats, but it's like a little staircase going down. And then these are emergency exits in case of fire. And then there's a smaller little theater on this side, which does have seating. And we can go back into like the behind the scenes and get on stage on this one. And then up here is my theoretical break room in this tower up on top. I don't know if I'm going to put windows. I mean, I don't know, a lot of break rooms don't have windows, but also windows are nice. I don't know what this is going to be. This is the third building that's been in this location. I don't know. It looks cool though. Has this little observation area, and you can go up here to get like a better angle looking down on everything. This is just kind of a public space. Pink square is just a pink square. I was originally gonna fill it with, image item frames, and then cover the item frames with pink maps, because like way out that way, I covered enough land with the various concretes and terracotta, and I'm gonna do the like other blocks that look different on the maps. And so I just have map squares of each color, which I think are here, yeah. And so I wanted to cover all the walls with lit item frames so it would just be pink everywhere. Turns out that's really laggy. So I couldn't do that. And this is just a blue thing. Over here on the first floor, there's a bar and they have a dance floor. And well, that's just kind of an open area. There's also some standing seating over here if you wanted to chat. but you can also go around. You can go through the bar, but there's another way back here. Go up here. More residences. Much excite. Look, it's even an enchanting table there. Originally, I wanted these, well, I guess this one building to be like a hospital. So there'd be like little rooms on this side, and then I don't know. I don't know. There used to be that goes all the way up to like the build limit. There used to be another building right here that also went all the way up to the build limit, but it just looked kind of weird. I'll point that one out because I don't delete most of my buildings. I just exile them somewhere else until I'm ready for them. So back over here by the entrance, there's the glass house, where, again, I'm not really sure how these new crafting blocks work, but I put some tinted glass here as an imaginary, like, sturdier glass to hold up an anvil and a stone cutter, everything. Since I assume these would be heavy, and I like a little bit of realism. Here I use glass panes so the smoker could vent outside rather than filling up the building with carbon monoxide. This, oh, if anyone's still watching this, I keep filling this with fish. With like tropical fish. Oh yeah, I'm still in 1.20. I keep filling it with tropical fish, and I like kill all the ones that aren't yellow. That way it can match the aesthetic of this building. But whenever I reload, they're all gone. Which is, I find extra weird, because over here, oh, and this is also residential. Over here, the reason this building has the footprint that it does is because underground I built this a while ago. Just lay out all the blocks. And these fish have been perfectly fine. They're all doing perfectly fine. No one's despawned. But the other ones keep despawning. I don't get it. But that triangle building is one of the ones that was here briefly. But I ended up moving it. So down here, aquarium, supposed to be filled with yellow fish, but they keep despawning. Up here, filled with bees. Where'd the bees go? There. And then I haven't put anything down here yet. This is a little mansion-ish 3-bedroom. And I, again in this one, tried to include the, like, loom and cartography and smithing stuff where I thought it makes sense. More residential. I don't think there's anything in here yet, no. Just built into the side of the hill, very close to the city, but this area is gonna stay natural, so they get a nice view. Then we have this, which is like a nightclub and brothel. this floor will be nightclub. Up here will be, well, already is rooms. So you can go in, flip the switch. This room is now occupied. Flip the switch, it's open. And the next floor has like color-coded ones. And then the next floor has more rooms if you wanted a larger private group. And I haven't connected them yet, but around this way, I should probably put some shrubbery. You can go down here. Say the secret passcode through here. We'll let you in. And there's an underground club underneath the club. And if you get lost, you just follow this path with the red on the right. And you can get out. Because it keeps going. Because here is the original deep cold ocean. It's still present underneath everything. Some underwater partying. Back up. We got archways, we got back rooms for employees. This is where the bar is gonna be, I think. Right here. And then, like, overlook. I think the candles also mean something, but I forgot what, like, code I was using for that, so. This one was one of the first buildings I built out here. I'm really happy with it. Down here, I imagine there's, like, little shops lined up all around. And then there's, like, internal buttressing and a little bit of external buttressing. And so, like, this essentially two-story area is one apartment. And then this one's a little bit wider, but it's only one story in this one apartment. This one is the whole way across and 2 stories and it's one apartment. Another one of those, another one of those. And this one's only half, but 2 stories and one apartment. And yeah. I was really happy with this. Go down. Yeah. I still like this building. What are you? Oh. It's always jump scaring me. Like, I play on peaceful for a reason, and then you show up. Where's your friend? What are you doing? Wait, what happened? Oh, no. That's for building purposes. Line stuff up. This one has bubbles. Residential, I pointed that out earlier. And they have a little pond in the back, and they can go through here to this long park that has water. Lots of little seating areas. And go through here, and there's a restaurant with outdoor portion of a bar and an indoor portion which is pretty small that you could like walk up here and be like, I would like something to drink. There's a little stage, and then there's an upstairs reserved area. And back room, furnaces, smokers and furnaces, some area to overlook everyone. Yeah. This apartment Similar to that other stone brick one, there's like rooms for shops in the bottom, which I already kind of portioned off. There's a little second floor up here. And then this, you can either take the water up and down, and I set it up because you need source blocks to do like this stuff, which is why I have this stuff surrounding it. You need this stuff to do this stuff. You know what I mean. Keeping the source blocks from going around, or you can just take the vines. The vines are spreading a little bit. Why is there glass? But this one, each floor would probably be a residence. This one, each floor is a residence, and each one is rotated 180 degrees. So it's alternating which one has a just kind of extended interior space and which one has a balcony. So interior balcony, interior balcony. Do this, which is for bees. I don't know if it's gonna be for bees, but maybe. Looks cool. This apartment, I was really happy with the entryway I made. Oop. We don't need the rest of that. That's fine. Another apartment, each one is rotated 90 degrees. And I think each apartment is 2 floors. If I remember correctly. I'm not sure though. This is a restaurant. So there's some outside seating, there's some inside seating. I counted how many seats there were. Got this kind of weird seating. And I like using slabs and stairs to kind of indicate on a smaller level, like supports going across. Then go down here. So this would probably be the kitchen, I think. That's the back door. And this looks out. Oh, this is a reserved room. Then big apartment building, which I originally built in the old city area and then duplicated it over here. It has 2 units per floor, which I think are 3 bedroom, 2 bath. So there's the master bedroom in the front, which is very large. Then we have like living area, dining, kitchen, storage, miscellaneous room, library, enchanting table. Go in here, we have a little bedroom, Oh, it's 3 bed, 3 bath. Little mat to wipe your feet on after you get out of the shower. Ooh, a bathtub. And the master bedroom also has a bathroom. We got, oh, there's no sinks. Oh well. And then bath, shower, That's how sinks work. And then this is when I first downloaded World Edit, so this is just duplicated all the way up. We have a little Mario mystery block embedded in the ground, and then a Minecraft mushroom. This is like an entertaining space. So again, he has a little palette here. More entertaining, little dance party. This is kind of student housing. 1 bedroom, no bath. This is what was in that area first. And then I deleted it. Or moved it over here. But this will be like a university right next to the student housing. Back this way. Over here, there's a little single family residence. We got this cool fountain, sign, add topper, breaking in. Little seating area, formal dining area, a little nook overlooking the aqueduct, some looms, so I think that'd be fun. We have, oh, there's no, how do you ring these? Do I have to use a button? Oh, kitchen, we got smoker, fire, campfire, which goes up into the chimney. It goes all the way up. Shelving, furnaces, cutting board, breakfast nook, hallway. This is a television. Obviously. I should put a painting there. Then we have this to go down into the short basement, which leads up out by that door by the kitchen. And it leads up externally. We go up. Oh yeah, and there's like, oh, I forgot what this is called. You know where the lower half is wood and then the rest is plaster. Overlooking the entryway, room I don't know what to do with, bedroom with wood floor, bedroom with the green carpet, master bedroom with white carpet, and they also have a fireplace. There's no doors, but oh well. And you can also go up into the attic. And there used to be windows here, but then I paved them over because the roof got in the way. I'm just gonna bust out a wall. So, chimney going up. What was this for? I don't know what that's for. What am I building? What am I building? Okay. This is actually the first time I've opened Minecraft in a month. And I hadn't really played for like another month before that, so. Out here, there's a sunflower made out of sponges. Stem is soaked sponges, or wet sponges because they're a little more green, and then the flower is made out of a regular sponge. I like how it drips. Yeah, that's good. Over here I have a bean. That's it. It's a bean. And then this... Did I explain this, or did I get distracted from it? This is... I think it's going to be a lot of things. I think there's going to be residential and commercial and office, and there's going to be this observation deck, because this is a scale model of it. So this is going to be very large and at the top, so you can see a lot. This is just a fire. This will look cool. This is, I already looked at that, that's residential. This is a little observation area over here. So you can overlook the city. This is something that I wanted to look like an eye. So there'd be like a colored iris, and then I don't know. We'll see. And I think that's the gist of it, or all of it. Oh, rainbow. Rainbow. We got the 8 stripe, we got purple, blue, cyan, green, yellow, orange, red, pink, and brown and black. And I can't decide what I want the floor to look like. Currently, there's like diagonal stripes. But that doesn't really give me enough room to include both the brown and black stripes. But it does look kind of cool, especially when it's like reflecting in the wall. Yeah. This is the office building for the large apartment building, and also potentially a space that they could rent for like parties. This is the bee house. It looks like a beehive. And then I could follow the path, but I'm just gonna fly. I was really happy with this bridge, because out this way is the water park and hotel. But I think this is something where I'm just really out of touch with styles in Minecraft. Because I'm not sure like what water features are fun. So there's little slides here, color-coded. Got a little splash area, one of those mushrooms that you can get inside. Yeah. And a big faucet pouring water out. Little bridge. Yeah. And this is like a hot tub area. So we're heating up the water. These were failed faucets. Or just rejected faucets. I might still use them. Maybe this would just be faucet land. It'd be fun. And this is a duplicate of everything. Although I'm actually gonna get rid of that. And trees. This is the big building that goes up to the world, like height limit. That used to be in the city, and then I moved it out here. However, I went out and put it here before I realized that it was going to be in the way of the aqueduct, so I can't extend the aqueduct infinitely this direction, because I don't want it to intersect with this. So the aqueduct like goes this way, and then I think there's going to be like a big coliseum in the water. But that involves me building the aqueduct in a circle instead of just a straight line. So this is just meant to be a fun thing to bounce on. That is the sole purpose. And you avoid the honey. Or maybe you want the honey, because then you'd get down faster. I don't know if this is a game of speed. It's just fun. And this is like duplicated down, but I think I changed some of where the honey blocks are. And then, yeah, currently it's floating. Because I didn't want to just, if I like place it on the ground, then this area from like here to here would also be cut like out of the trees, and I don't want to have to fill that in later. Like it would delete this section of trees here. I don't want to do that. So back this way. Water park, and there is a path along the ground. Oh yeah, there's a hotel. That's very similar to other stuff I've built. Here is where the aqueduct finishes first, or for now, and then Coliseum might destroy that little bit of island. These are rejected buildings. This one, which is like flower but also elliptic. This one, which is game changer, but I didn't like where I put it. This one is so I made a circle on the ground and then connected 4 points and used world edit to make a line between those 4 points. And then I would go up one layer and go counterclockwise on the circle to like the next block over. And then I would connect those 4 points so it'd be slightly different. And then I continued to do that up until I made it to one circle all the way around. And now I can duplicate it so it's like a big spiral going up. And then I made a circle, I guess 2 blocks larger in diameter than that to cover it up, and I called it the beanstalk. But I didn't like how it looked, so it's out here. And then this is a big tree. I actually really liked how I built out the inside, but I just didn't want to build the rest of the tree. And I also haven't really explored the nether since the warped and twisted whatever stuff was added, so I'm not very familiar with the blocks. Is there an entrance? Okay. Also not very familiar with this. I built this like 4 years ago. Yeah. Back to the city. Now I think I'm gonna go to the old city first. So this will just be a lot of flying. How do I video animations? Ocean particles off. Done. Nice. Also, I'm like half whispering for some of this. So if my voice is weird, that's why. Sorry if you can hear me popping my fingers. Animal sanctuary. There, I did an underpass, so I wouldn't mess up this village. I thought that horse was red. It's like a mushroom horse. There's like a little old town back here. Fishing saloon, I don't know. And then this leads down into train station. The lighting got bugged out, but oh, they should be. Oh, they are on. Okay. Anyways, way down that way, there's like going to be a big train station and like a more of a full-size, slightly more traditional creative city. Like traditional is as in like what's more popular in Minecraft builds. And then down that way also continues for a ways. We'll see where that goes later. Because neither of those go where we want to go. Eh. Haven't built the road here yet. Here it is. That's a little house. It's kind of boring. You. So there's a little natural village here. Apartment building. Hotel. I call it Evil Hotel. No, just hotel. Little house. And this is some sort of fucking spiritual building. This pool. Bathe in the glowstone. You go up here. The carpet looks like glowstone. Some sort of fucking spiritual building. Okay, school. I think there's like 2 classrooms. There's this one, and then this one. It's a very open school. Then restroom, some seating. I think library. But it's not like it's a very big city. We got administration, secretary, 2 little rooms, large room. Little seating, whatever. Office building. This is actually the bathroom for the office building. I was doing more bathrooms around this time. Yeah. This is a hotel that is unfinished. And my little small diagram of it here. Like that. There is kind of a big dining area down here. Red carpet. Portal. This disgusting orange building, just awful. I don't like red sandstone. I actually think the theater I did in the deep cold ocean with the regular sandstone and the red sandstone is like my favorite building I've ever built with sandstone. Public sculpture right next to the public library. Very cool. And then I built these houses kind of in the style of the regular village. This one has a little breezeway. Furnace. I was so happy with this bridge when I built it. Yeah. Still happy with it. This, we'll go down the way back. Because over here, this is a little park. And then we have this, beware falling rocks. And then I was like, wait, watch for falling rocks, won't have hay presses. If you know, you know. Got a house. This house goes with the sheep over here. A little pathway. So they care for these sheep. Then obviously all Minecraft animals want to go up. So they're all on this hill. Even though they have a lovely little shed down this way. They don't care. They just go up. This little decorative building. Let me go back in that tunnel. So down here, sacrifice pit. Perfect. Then this, 1 bed, 2 bath. So we come here, there's a little living area. We can overlook these hills. You go up. They have a big painting. Got a little kitchen table. This is the guest bathroom. This is a toilet. We got kitchen. We got storage and crafting. And then the master bedroom. This little cactus. Bathroom. And this little decorative thing, I think I built these curves by hand. I didn't look at any reference. So it's not the most complex thing. Wonderful. Then continuing. Go out this way. Oh, pig. Oh. Evil apartment building. 1 bed, 0 bath. Studio. It's like a massive studio. I have this lovely room. It looks kind of cool on the outside, though. Big, imposing columns on the front and the sides. And a dome, for some reason. Then over here we get to the little mansions. So you dock here, you can take your boat around. Mansion. So this one, 1, 2, 3 bedrooms. Little balcony. Some office space, big dining room. And big living room, 2 TVs, dining nook, kitchen. Yeah. Next, we got this one, which has 2 master bedrooms. And they each have a, like, California king or Texas king or Alaskan king bed. A living room on this side, dining on that side, kitchen somewhere in the back. This one I did not finish. What does this say? It says fuck off, unfinished, yeah. I don't remember when I wrote that sign, but I don't want to delete it. And then this one. Which, yeah, I'm pretty happy with. House built like I would when I still played survival mode. 1 bed, no bath. Obviously. Although I never really used smokers or blast furnaces when I played survival. We got... Yeah, and I've literally never used this. I don't know how this works. I don't know. Maybe someday. Oh, I think I did use a cartography table one time, though. In creative. And this... Wish it would go faster. This may or may not connect up. No. No, that goes the wrong way. I don't remember. The little farm area has a tunnel that connects up somewhere else. I don't remember exactly where. Oh. No, so it's essentially going up a way, and it would need to go that way. Oh no. And go back this way. And then at 0, 0 coordinates, have this. So this is very similar to how I built that little bamboo thing, and I actually built this first. and it's a little different. It's a little different. This one has a block right in the center, and the other one has 2 parallel rows and a hole in the center. Totally different. So you come in 0, 0, main area that way, go south. And you can follow this path. Oh, and this has like some armor stands in it. Okay, so you follow the path, make it back to the little farm. What is this? Okay. Sure. Down here is their little furnace area, or what? Mining operation. Little pile of coal. Yeah. This way. Where are the villagers? Usually they crowd up in that corner right there. Maybe too far. Lots of big windows to take advantage of how high up we are. But we can also go down. Lava. Bed. Let's look at this. Okay. I don't want to look at that. So just fly back to the other area. I don't remember what it is. Like that? Nope. Yeah. Ooh, that's different. Like, should I use an elytra? What even is this? What is this? What? How do I? Oh, okay. And then I use fireworks. Ooh. Fireworks. Oh. fun. Oh, that's not fun. Options, video, animations. Firework particles, but what if I want to see a firework? There we go. Ooh, ah. Is this faster? I don't know. So we do want to go out that direction, but this bridge doesn't go all the way. I'm just gonna go back to the main city. And yeah, there's a little ladder leading down to the village. Wait, what? Okay. So we could take either the river or the aqueduct up north. I'm gonna take the aqueduct. It's more fun. No, I wanted to go through it. Eee. Originally, the aqueduct stopped at this mountain, but I let it continue. Fast. I gotta go fast. Here we are, a little dark forest. This is gonna turn into a castle, I think. And then take left, turn onto the smaller aqueduct, but there's no aqua in this one. Take this little staircase, go down, go up. Although I think I'm gonna reroute this. Here we are, little house, number 2. Little entryway, hallway, larger area. I think there's supposed to be a ladder here. Back door. Side door. Yeah, and I've got one of these mountainous rings here. Just fun. Then we have the mansion, which I built to have the amount of rooms I'd want in my ideal mansion if I didn't worry about living alone in a big house. Technically, I built it to imagine myself living with my celebrity crush, but they don't matter. So, come in, formal dining area. I wanted it to be a little bigger, but I also had it in this, like, imaginary box. But then I really didn't like having a wall right in front of the front door, so I opened it up. Anyways, living room, couches, overlooking the backyard. This, I remodeled, but this is like a dining nook. Shelves, bathroom, Very exposed bathroom. Little table. Little closet. Kitchen. Kitchen's gonna be pink. Got theater. Screen. Raised seating. Then over this way, a little reading nook. And then this is the mechanics for the elevator, which you just fly up and down. Little bathroom. Computer room. Game room. Big projector screen. Bed, chair, 4 screens, another screen. Server room. Closet. More storage. What does this say? Hello world. And then it has like a teensy tiny courtyard. Bulletin board. Out this way, we have the workshop. I would not want fire. But I would want this. I really want a miter saw. We got big like garage bay doors to bring in stuff. Come down here, it goes down here. Barrels, shelves, table, lots of lighting. A window back into the game room. And this leads to the basement and also a staircase that goes up and down. The basement is not finished. And then, let's go back inside actually. This way, there's another staircase in the living room, and the elevator and this staircase leading up. Elevator. So we have guest bedroom, bed, cool wall, little balcony, bathroom, shelves, sinks. A larger balcony with places to plant, the chimney for the furnace below, and that's another staircase up, but we're not taking that way. Then we have a shared bathroom, shower, toilet, sinks. So this is like both another guest bathroom and the bathroom for this room, which is red and black. Got candles, got windows, little seating. And then this is the area above the living room. You have this tapestry next to the staircase going up. This. Cool carpets overlapping. Little balcony, bed, bathroom, shower, toilet. I'm gonna close that actually. And then on the 3rd floor, we have the master bedroom this way, and the like mother suite, I guess. So they have more of a, well, they don't have a furnace, but there's like a little greenhouse area with some seating and a balcony with some air. And this is the closet, which is kind of far away from the bedroom, but that's fine. And then the bathroom is actually kind of small and unfurnished. But And go back across. This is like a meditation area, maybe? It has a bunch of tinted glass. I don't know why. So this is that little staircase that was going up, leads into this room with the elevator and some random paintings. And then into the master bedroom. This is the entryway, which is empty. Big closet with a little Juliet balcony. And then this is the way up into the attic. Or we can go here. Little grassy area. And then the master bedroom, which has a bed in the ground. Which is all I want. Then shower, toilet, sink, another sink. Little window into the attic for some reason. Go back this way, go into the attic. Also a little balcony here. Double door. This is like secret stuff. Another, well, this is into the elevator. And then this is the little window that almost overlooks the master bedroom. It's kind of just a window. But that is the mansion. Very square. Yeah, and I originally wanted a place to like park a theoretical car inside, but it just all turned into the workshop. Although maybe there could be a car in this far bay. Maybe. Because this was meant to be more realistic than the other stuff. But I'm happy with how it turned out. Looks fun. And then this, got two spires. There's gonna be a suspension bridge. As soon as I find a place I'd like to make this parabola. Because I don't want to just make a circle or an oval. I want a parabola. So we'll go back over to the aqueduct. Take that north, and I think that will be the final thing. Woodland Mansion. Oh, it's close. Yeah, and so I just duplicated the top part so I wouldn't be going through all these trees, but I still will need to go through and build the supports. Ooh. Underwater, whatever. Villager thing? I don't know. I think we're getting close. Yes, this. So I have like my north-south aqueduct thoroughfare. I have that one main road that goes east to west, and I wanted another east to west one, so I made this. And I think what I'm gonna do is have something up here that like connects these, and then there'll be like railroad running up here. Somewhere in here is that railroad that runs north to south. See it at some point. I don't remember how deep it is. Let's look around a bit. So it has vertical symmetry around this point. So the bottom looks the same as this, but upside down. Eventually I want to go through here, get rid of this glass, and also get rid of deep slate. So it would just be that rocky bedrock surface. What is this? Oh. Okay. Oh. Blast protection. Where's that other one? Name tag. Interesting. And I have other pictures showing how I built this, which maybe I'll put on screen somewhere right now. Basically, I built out a frame and then added ovals by hand, looking at a reference, and then various rotation things. Then I filled it out because I just had like this oval here, and then the perpendicular oval, although this actually isn't an oval. I think I made this a little bit taller than it would have been. And this side and this side might be slightly different too. But then I, just had these two curves and I need to connect it somehow. So at first I just did straight lines connecting pieces at the same vertical point, but that looked kind of weird. And what I did here is I think I took how far this was over and how far this was over, and then I made this like quarter of a circle. It took a while. Somewhere along here is the old one. Oh, there's the little railroad. So it has this lower section of track, which is just, what are those called? powered rail all the way down. And then up here, it's just powered rail every now and then. Yeah. Let's see if I find the one that looks different. I looked away, I may have missed it. Oh, wait. Does that look different? No. Trying to get out of these annoying rays of light. So you can see it's kind of more like a squircle, a square circle, than just a full circle in the footprint. I wonder if oh no, that's it. So this is this was the first try. Awful. And then I made this one, which was a little bit better. I think for this, I did like a diagonal line. I think it was still kind of curved, but just going in the middle here. And then I connected straight lines from vertical to the mid-vertical to the outer one. And did that for each layer. And it, yeah, is better, but still not good. Then I did circles. Much better. But I think that is everything I've built. Yeah. Wow, it's so new, the chickens are still falling. What is that? That looks weird. But yeah. So I might post more videos or stream if I build more. It's very inconsistent anyways, even just on my own. But I also like how it's kind of like waves, especially out here where it's ocean on either side. I don't plan on trying to like connect it so there's walkways between, you know, land that borders it to this transit area. Yeah. I don't know. I think that's all I've got. So I'll see you all in the next one. If when there is a next one. It's kind of a weird way to. I'm just gonna fly for a bit. Oh, I forgot I played all of this without headphones on and just open mic. That's probably not ideal. What is this? cloud.